Okay. Hi. A couple of you asked for a little video, probably going through how you use Excel a little bit. Look, I'm just going to teach you the absolute basics so that you can do a graph in Excel and then be able to slice that and put that into your Word documents for your SRPs. So this is all that is. So let's just go in. This is our interface for Excel. Now, it does look scary. It is quite scary, like quite a scary thing to look at. But I'm going to teach you the bare minimum just so that you can do what you need to do. Now, when you're going through this and you're doing this, sometimes, depending on what you do, this all depends on the experiment that you are doing for your particular experiment. So, look, I'm going to show you a very, very basic one, and that'll give you a bit of an idea about what you need to do to be able to place everything in here. So, let's just say I'm going to do something super basic, boiling water over time. So I'm just going to start over here. It doesn't matter where you start. I'm just going to make the width of these a little bit bigger so that I can work with them. So I'm going to go at my time, and that's going to be in minutes. Let's just say that I took a temperature reading every half a minute. And then I have my temperature over here. Now, the good thing about Excel is that this can all just be copy pasted into Word, which is fantastic. So I'm just going to go through. I've got my starting temperature, and then I'm just going to go through, and I think if I drag this, it'll actually do it for me. Oh, no, it won't. So 1.5. Look, someone that's better at Excel might be able to give you a better look at this, but I know the bare minimum to get you through this. So we're just going to go in 3.5. Let's just say we did it for 5 minutes. So we're going to go 4, 4.5, and 5. Okay, so temperature, let's just say we started out at 20 degrees. Going up to 25, 32, 45, 56, 67, 79, 83. Now, this is like not necessarily the most accurate one in the world, but let's just say it got to that. Now, because I have two sets of data that are continuous, meaning it's continuous. Like if I had done this with a digital thermometer, maybe I would have like 0.7 because I'm using a more accurate device. 9, let's go 79.8. In your actual SRP, you might have done this 3 times because remember that we want repetition. So you might have done this 3 times. So I'm just going to bring that out, bring that out. Now, what I'm going to do for each of these, I'm going to give them like a little heading, just so that when I do this, it makes it look a lot nicer when I input this into Excel. So there's a button here, Merge and Center. Just press that. So I've got trial 1, trial 2, and trial 3. Cool, beautiful. That's really cute, isn't it? I can even go around here and I can make these little boxes. Let me go format cells. Maybe not. Oh, here we go. Yeah, format cells, and you can border them so that they are outlined. Okay, and you can do that for all 3 of them so that you have these nice little tables that you can work with. And they will actually import into Word when you do it, which is nice. I know this isn't the most impromptu video ever, but okay. Let's just say we've got 3 trials because we want to do nice 3 trials. I'm not obviously going to not make graphs for these. What I would potentially do if I was doing this and I wanted to take an average, there's a way that you can do this. All you have to do, if you were going to find the average, so say I want to find the average temp. Sorry, this is not working like I wanted it to. Okay, I'm going to insert a thing here actually. Okay, so I've got my average temp, I have my time, and I'm just going to like copy and paste these over. Cool. Now, average temp, if I was going to go through and do this, I can do it by going equals average open bracket, and I would click this plus, this, oops, comma, that, comma, that. Now, look, you're gonna have to do a bit of playing around with it. That's if I were to change this number, for example, say it's 21. See how it's changed it over in this section here. So that just does it like that automatically, which is really cool. So it'll just do the average temp for you, and you can actually just drag that down, and it does it all for you, which is really nice. Now I have an average temperature from my 3 trials, and if I were to go around, if I played with numbers here, it'll start to change everything around, which is kind of cool. Excel's nice like that. But let's just say that we were going to make a graph out of this. Now, because I've done something over time, whenever you do something over time, just automatically go in your mind that you're going to do a line graph. So I'm going to do a line graph for this. So I'm going to go insert without even. No, I suppose let's see what happens if I do a line graph. Let's just say it's done it. Okay, so that's done it. That's done it nicely for me. But sometimes that's not going to be the case. So let's get rid of the data. We're going to cut this out. We're going to get rid of that selection. I'm going to show you how to do it manually as well. So I want to do a scatter plot. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to do a scatter plot with a line graph there. So I'm just going to bring it over here. I'm going to right click, select data. I'm going to add a series, and the series name is the average water temperature. My X values are the ones that are going to go on the bottom, and the X values, they're not the thing that I'm measuring, but the thing that I'm measuring by, and that's the time. And then my Y values, you get rid of that 1, and you just drag down like that. Okay, you press OK again. Great. So we have a nice graph, and it already comes with a title. Now, over here, up the top left-hand corner, we have a few options. We can have some things already done for us, which is great. Like if you were to go through all of that, beautiful, right? Now, let's just say you don't know how to do that, or maybe you just want to add something to it. You can go add chart element here, and you can go add title. We want a primary axis on the vertical, and we want an axis on the vertical. And I can go in and I can get rid of that, call that temperature with degrees Celsius. And I'm going to do this one as time, brackets, minutes. And that's really nice. Like I have this really nice graph. I can plop that into Excel. Oh, sorry, I can plop that straight into Word if I wanted to, as well as this table. Has everything that I need. If I was doing more of a cause and effect thing, I can click on these little doodads. I can right click and add a trend line. So add a nice trend line, and you can see that it adds this dotted trend line there. And you can change these options by going to this particular area over here. And again, have a bit of a play around with it, because you never know what you could potentially do to make it a bit nicer. So even if I were to go, I might be able to I'm going to add chart elements. I'm going to add grid lines. I'm going to add some nice, more horizontal and vertical, grid lines. So if you looked at that really closely, you'd be able to see tiny little grid lines there. So I go chart options. I can go grid lines, and I can just change the color to black if I really wanted to. It doesn't matter what color, so long as it's visible. Remember that when we're making something like this, we are doing it for the end user. And so, like, let's just say I'm pretty happy with that. I've done my trend line. This one doesn't necessarily need a trend line, but let's just say we got that. It's always nice to have the equation and the R squared value there, or even if you don't have the equation, just the R squared value. Remembering that the R squared value tells us how correlated the data is. If the data was like less than 0.9, it's getting less and less correlated. But yeah, that's our little graph, and I can underline that. Beautiful. I can just copy and paste that into Excel. And you'd be very surprised at how many kids don't know how to do this. Doing it like this, and again, have a play around with it. Doing it like this gives you a leg up because it means that you're able to process data effectively, means you're able to display your data effectively as well. And that's it. I just wanted to give you a quick review on how to do that. So I'm just going to plop this up into my YouTube channel, and that'll be it. You'll be able to watch this as much as you want. If you have any questions, you can email me. You have my email, I assume. I might put it in Google Classroom anyway. Okay. So send me an email if you have any questions, and I'll help you out. Thank you. Let's stop this recording.